Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yeah, because this is right before the chapter, we're going to have some supports in this thing, mostly Dorothea, but we also get to just see the cutscene between Rodriguez and Cornelia. And Cornelia as well. Jesus Christ, woman! Put those things away! Like, yeah, I think that's the most obvious thing, you know. Cornelia has fucking ridiculously massive tits, and again, I'm not against the idea of Fire Emblem characters having large breasts. I mean, I was fine with Camilla, I was fine with Kagero. Okay, I was fine with Camilla, just didn't like how shown off they were, and Kagero. It's just here that it's just like, holy crap. It's like, it's not even a case of being sexy, it's just being like, whoa. At the same time, though, I'm not going to bash it too much because she is a villain character and she has that sliver in the dark type thing. Plus, based on what we know of, you know, Blue Lion, she's the type to where she'll just really take advantage of the situation. I wouldn't be surprised to use her sexuality to do just so. So again, it reflects her personality well. It's just incredibly gaudy. At the same time, you know, the Gremory outfit helps. The Gremory outfit does admittedly help. But yeah, so again, Cornelia, I don't know much about. I have to play more Blue Lions to get more of an understanding. Because again, I get more of an understanding now. Because in Black Eagles, all I kind of got was, okay, she uses mechanical dolls. She's probably one of those people who does a lot of, like, you know, inhuman experimentation type thing. That's the gist I got. But with Blue Lions, I get more of a, you know, she's much more of a, you know, really, how do I put this? You know, the type of person where the moment she sees an opportunity, she will exploit. She's very exploitative. Because, like, you know, she saw, oh, Dimitri's starting to lose his shit. I'm going to capitalize on this and completely fuck him over. So yeah, she's definitely evil, and goddamn, because, like, you know, we've had big breasts in the past in Fire Emblem, and it's like, it's nothing new, but this one is just so out there. I'm just kind of like, what do I even think of this? Good lord. Good lord. But anyway, so, yeah, so again, we're just doing the brief thing about the chapter, you know. And also, it's just them referring that, you know, this is the last stopping point before we can get to the end game, and, you know, we've really got to push forward, we can't turn back now. But at the same time, I still think it's interesting to see Rodriguez teaming up with Cornelia, because, you know, what's his name? In Blue Lions, from what I know of initially, he's fighting against Cornelia. So it could be interesting, maybe because Cornelia couldn't capitalize on Dimitri's, you know, loss of sanity, she just had to end up working with Rodriguez, whereas because in Blue Lions she becomes much more aggressive towards the kingdom in general, and tries to conquer it, with Rodriguez obviously not agreeing with that. So, you know, it's going to be very, 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 very interesting to see how she pans out, as well as how she fares in the other pathways, because, again, I think in Silver Snow it's the same situation. Cornelia has, like, gone and done something, like, fucked over Dimitri again. Oh boy. Oh yeah, Hubert becomes a warlock. It's about freaking time. Especially good for the chapter coming up, which I'll get more into next part when I actually get to talk about the chapter. Because again, this mostly just supports here, because before the thing, we still get a bit of time, so we just cover supports, mostly Dorothea based. But yeah, Hubert passed, and now he's a warlock. I wish I could make him a Dark Knight, but again, it's one of those hindsight's 2020 type things. Because again, with Blue Lions, I've been way more successful at making characters the ideal class lines I want them to be. But Black Eagles, I was mostly screwed over because I didn't know, and again, I was just new to the game. Granted, at the same time, you know, Petra was a Women Lord, and it's a Falcon Knight, so I'm more than happy with that. And, you know, Ferdinand's a Paladin, but still, it's just one of those things where I kind of wish I gone, you know, because I heard that if you are going Armor Edel Knight, it's better to go Fortress Knight initially than her, you know, exclusive class line. And at the same time, I kind of wish I could make Linhardt a Holy Knight, maybe make Caspar a Wyvern Lord too, make Hubert a Dark Knight, and, well, Bernadette I was still able to make Bone Knight, so that's absolutely fine. So, yeah. Overall, I'd say I got about half of them right, but the rest is just kind of, yeah, I kind of wish I could make Dorothea a Gremory, or at least promote her to get the stat bonus. I can't remember if I do. I don't think so. I can't remember. I think I make Mercedes one, though, so go her. And yeah, so this one's just, you know, obviously it's, once again, Dorothea getting close with, like with the Edelgard one, she's just getting close with Petra, but at the same time, she sees a lot of appeal in Petra's just appearance, and like the way she dresses, and her hairstyle, and all that jazz. And I reckon that's really nice with Petra, because she looks different, and she's embracing the way she looks, and Dorothea really, really, because I was thinking Gremory, because Dorothea really, 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 really admires that, so obviously Petra would, thingy too, because again, with Petra, she's appreciative toward people, but when people are really interested in her culture, because she's kind of had to sacrifice a bit of that to fit in with Odlin, it means all the more to her. And it would, you know. When you, because obviously we're all different, but when you go to somewhere different, you have to adjust, but when people appreciate what you were like, or elements of you and your culture, despite being in different place, it means all the more, you know, it's all the more gratifying. And with Petra, you know, because Dorothea has always been so attentive to her, despite the fact that she's different, it means even more. And also, for Dorothea, it's because Petra's so lovely and appreciative. So, obviously, those two, it's a very, like, we're really good friends, but at the same time, we love the love that we give each other. And it's just very sweet because of that. But once again, it's funny because Dorothea uses very flirtatious terminologies and stuff like that, and Petra doesn't get a word of it. So again, trying to imagine them on a date would be so funny. Just Dorothea dropping all these hints, but Petra doesn't get it. It's just like, Petra, it's just... You know, at the end of the day, I reckon Dorothea would just say just French tongue Petra. But I don't think Petra would be against that at all.
I enjoy spending time with you.
It's just, you know...
worrying about marriage and
yeah, and obviously, you know, with a lot of Dorothea's support, she concerns less and less about getting with, you know, the right type, getting with people for a secure future, because she's kind of happy being this close to her friends in the first place and hopefully getting with one of them. Yeah, it's just really, really sweet. Again, 3 houses, man. It may be one of the darker Fire Emblem games, but it's got some of the sweetest interactions, you know. Sweetest interactions and sweetest character moments in general. What's the next call? Cornelia for some fucking reason. Oh yeah, it's Caspar and Linhardt. This one's quite fun too, because again, you get to see full force, like you can see how much Linhardt's advice helps Caspar, but also Linhardt gets really, really, really excited about seeing Caspar fight, and it's really, really cool to him to see all the advice pay off. So it's one of those, you know, Linhardt is reluctant, but he's definitely enjoying all that's going on, or like being able to help Caspar and seeing the results pay off. So it's very much one of those, you know, you never know if you don't try type things. And obviously, you know, Caspar was able to benefit from Linhardt's advice and actually listening to people. And, you know, Linhardt was actually, you know, really, really excited at the prospect of his advice paying off and seeing, you know, it bear fruit. So it's a pretty cool thing how they balance each other out, you know. Because of the way Caspar works, Linhardt gets more involved in his life, and because of what Linhardt offers, Caspar can better himself. It's a really cool, you know, type thing. And I've seen lots of shipping between them, and it's really, really cute. But on the subject of just Fire Emblem, so last night I was asleep, so I woke up to a whole Twitter feed about this. So they had the Emblem Heroes channel thing. They announced the winners for Choose Your Legends 4, which was, yeah, Lysithea, Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude, which again, very, 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 very cool. I knew it was going to happen. I'm probably just going to go for Edelgard, and then, because I've got a shit ton of orbs saved up, because the last couple of banners have not interested me in the slightest, I am just going to try and really, really go for all of them, because I like those characters. So yeah, I'll get a free Edelgard, and then go for the rest. But also, what was I going to say? Yeah, so they announced the subscription service thing, which includes a lot of quality of life updates, some extra features, and you get like a fairy version of Lyn. But it costs £9.50 a month, and that's steep, because I think that's more expensive than Crunchyroll. I think that's more expensive than Netflix, and that's more expensive than that's 3 times the price of Nintendo Online. And of course, Nintendo Online ain't great, but at least you get online play for all Nintendo games, along with the cloud saves and the Virtual Console, you know, for SNES and Super Nintendo. So at least there's value for money for it. I think the Fire Emblem Heroes one, the fact that it's mostly quality of life shouldn't be behind a paywall. Quality of life should be automatic updates. Like, bonus characters, okay, I can get that, you get bonuses for that, but most of it is just seem way too steep of an asking price for it, especially because Fire Emblem Heroes has been so far, most people agree, it's been one of the best free-to-play models for a gacha game. And to suddenly introduce it, God, you know, it's not required. If it was required, I'd be like, fuck off. But it's just one of those, you know, why this much? If they were charging like $9.50 every 6 months or every 3 months, that'd be fine, because that's basically $3 a month, or like, you know, for the 6 months it's even cheaper. It's just one of the, you know, it's just one of those things. But I'll get back to that in a second. So this one's quite funny, because it's kind of the Mercedes type thing, where Ingrid doesn't really, you know, she doesn't really put on makeup, she doesn't really try to make herself look glamorous, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, Dorothea and Mercedes, they know how much makeup can bring out someone's appeal.
Sorry,
And they know that Ingrid's very beautiful looking. They just want her to try a bit harder with her makeup and make herself look a bit more presentable. And yeah, they're not forcing Ingrid to, but, you know, it's just one of those things like, you are really beautiful, and makeup can really bring that out. Because, again, there have been many times where, you know, I've seen it myself, and I know it myself, where if you dress, or, like, if you dress and present yourself properly, you can make yourself look so much better. I mean, granted, you shouldn't rely on it. It's something, you shouldn't rely on it to make yourself look good, but it can really help. But obviously, with Ingrid, you know, with her case, it's a case of she's been so focused on things she's never felt the need to, just because she's never really, you know, been the romantic type. Whereas, well, Mercedes is like, you know, she's very sweet and caring, but also, you know, there is romance is kind of a part of her thing. And at the same time, Dorothea is all about that, and, you know, Manuela too. So, you know, when they see someone so beautiful not bothering, it's kind of like, you know, you could try a bit harder type thing, but at the end of the day, they're not going to a thing. And Ingrid's not against it, it's just a case of I've never really felt the need to. But obviously, as she's getting older and her beauty's becoming more and more prominent, you really want to take, you know, you really want to capitalize on that, so to speak. But at the same time, the problem is Dorothea and Mercedes, like, practically pin that woman down and force her to put makeup on. It's just like, oh boy. Granted, she has one of the prettiest looking post-time skip designs and just one of the prettiest Fire Emblem women in this game in general. But it's just sweet, because again, it really just shows that they are best friends. They're just looking out for each other and stuff like that. And again, Ingrid's not like, oh, fuck off, leave me alone, I don't need it. She's just like, I've never really thought about it. Yeah. But going back to the Fire Emblem Heroes thing, so it's just like, they're not offering enough to justify the purchase. Like, if you want a subscription service, you need more than quality of life updates. You need legit additions to the service. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, an example I would give, which I always thought would happen, which I thought the game should do in general, is if you are whatchamacallit, part of the subscription service, every day you get a free summon on all banners. I think that would be a really, really nice incentive. That way, there's a lot of banners going on, there's a lot of free summons that you get every day. Especially if it's a long banner, you get even more chances. Oh yeah, so this one is quite, again, this is a good contrast between the two. So, basically, you know, obviously, Dorothea got really upset about what they said about her, and it really affected her, and stuff like that. And because they're not exactly wrong, so it hits her even harder. And Linhardt's just saying, you know, oh, forget about it, move on, forget about the past. But Dorothea's like, no, I can't do that because the past is such a big part of my character. And you would see in the age support, like, with Linhardt's case, the reason he forgets about it is because he doesn't know how to handle it, and Dorothea can help him out because she knows how to handle it. It's not easy, but she knows how to get over these things. And again, it isn't easy when people say nasty things about you, or have a go at you for stuff that you have legitimately did. I know. I know my old videos get a lot of flack, and again, I still see a lot of comments to this day on some of the, like, worst classes and overrated units videos that are very negative, because again, I was... I did make a lot of mistakes during then. I don't get rid of them, I just learn from them. That's the key, you've got to learn from it, because if all I did was ignore it, I would still make those mistakes. That's the key. Obviously, don't let it get to you too much, but don't ignore it like it's not there. Because if you let it get to you too much, you're focusing on the wrong aspects. Because if all that happens is you focus on negativity, you won't think about all the good that you've done. And it is difficult, you know, once you get a wave of negativity, it kind of just grasps hold of you and your anxiety really kicks in. But if all you do is act like it's not there, then you're destined to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again. So it is a bit of a problem. But anyway, so with Heroes again, I would suggest more quality of, like, better exclusive updates. Like, again, summoning, what do you call it, every so often, or I'm trying to think, like, maybe if you're a subscription service, you trying to think. Maybe you get reduced cost for promoting 5-star heroes, or maybe I was gonna say you get additional merges, but that would seem really unfair, just like an unfair advantage. So maybe reduced cost for stuff like that. Perhaps you get or you do get bonus rewards, or like maybe this one I think should be in general, but maybe you can get to trade heroes of the same banner or equal value between players. Like, let's say you've got a banner with, like, let's say you do the Choose Your Legends banner, and you get 2 Dimitris, you can trade a Dimitri for an Edelgard or a Claude, something like that. Again, I don't know, maybe it would be a bit broken. So anyway, That's the end of that part, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for tuning in. Next time we come back, we're going to be taking on the first part of Cornelia's chapter. We've got to deal where we fight Phoenix, we fight Rodriguez, and we get to fight fucking giant Gundams in Fire Emblem, because remember, this game is Japanese. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you next time. Take care, and have a wonderful day.